Yo, what's up? It's Mike the NBA guy here. Today, I want to talk about Steph Curry and a very big controversy with him as a player, what I would say is the biggest controversy in terms of his legacy especially, and that is his finals MVPs, or specifically a lack of finals MVPs, because despite having 3 titles, Steph Curry does not have a single finals MVP. And a lot of people say he was robbed. In my opinion, he was not robbed. Not really, anyway. But I want to go in detail, and I want to look at these different finals, and the main two are 2015 and 2018, okay? Because I think if you think Curry was robbed in 2017, you gotta be smoking something, because Kevin Durant... I'm not a big Kevin Durant fan, okay? In fact, I strongly dislike Kevin Durant, and I believe Steph Curry was the best player on those Warriors teams. However, Kevin Durant had like a 50, 40, 90, 35 points per game with almost a triple-double. So the idea that the dude wasn't the finals MVP is completely ridiculous. So we're not going to touch on 2017. We're going to focus on the other 2 years. Alright, 2015 and 2018. So I'm going to go over 2018 first because I think that's the easier one. If you look at the 2018 finals, alright, Steph Curry averaged 27.5 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal and a half, and a block. And he did this on 40% shooting, 42% from 3, and 100% from the free throw line. Pretty good damn numbers, alright? Meanwhile, Kevin Durant, on the other hand, he averaged 29 points a game, 11 rebounds, 7.5 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. And he did this on 53% shooting and 41% from 3, along with 96% from the free throw line, so pretty damn close. Now, the argument everyone makes for 2018, and it's reasonable to an extent, is that Curry was the best player in 3 out of the 4 games for the Warriors. Anyway, the best player on the Warriors for 3 of those 4 games. And I would agree with that, okay? Curry was the best player in 3 of those 4 games for the Warriors. Alright, game 1, 2, and 4, and specifically game 2 and 4, where he had 33 and 37 points, respectively. Very good games for Steph Curry. However, it's not like Kevin Durant was bad in those games, because Kevin Durant was just, like, slightly worse than Steph Curry in those games. Meanwhile, in game 3, Steph Curry shit the bed, okay? He was a complete no-show. He played like crap. Kevin Durant carried the Warriors with 43 points that game, and it was a very close game. The Cavaliers absolutely could have won that if Kevin Durant hadn't been so ridiculous that game, and they would have won because Steph Curry was playing like doo-doo. Alright? So, in my opinion, if you have 2 guys, like, let's say Steph Curry's playing at like a 9 out of 10 in 3 of those games, and Kevin Durant's playing at like an 8.5 out of 10 in 3 of those games, and then Steph Curry has like a 2 in game 3 as far as his score. If you can't tell, I'm doing like an out of 10 scoring for these players. Anyway, that should be obvious enough. So Steph Curry has like a 2 in game 3, and Kevin Durant has a 10. Kevin Durant was better overall if you combine all those scores. Now, you can make the argument that, Kevin Durant, it's better to be better in 3 of the games, and it doesn't matter how much worse Curry was in that one game, because they won the game anyway. But I disagree, and if you look at their stats for the whole series, Kevin Durant was clearly the best player overall in that series, alright? He averaged an extra point, he averaged 5 more rebounds, he averaged 1 more assist, and 1 full more block than Steph Curry, alright? He averaged like 0.7 less steals, but like 1.9 more blocks or something ridiculous. I can't do math. 1.3 more blocks, maybe? I don't know. He averaged significantly more blocks, okay? Like almost 2 full more blocks. And he did this on much better shooting. Alright, the shooting numbers are what really sell Kevin Durant for me. They're, for the most part, very close, but Kevin Durant shot 53% from the field in this series. Steph Curry shot 40%. That's a pretty enormous difference, and that is why I think Kevin Durant is better in this series at the end of the day. Alright, he was significantly more efficient. So, in my opinion, Curry did not deserve the 2018 MVP, or Finals MVP. It should have gone to Kevin Durant. And just to touch real quick on 2016 and 2019, Curry absolutely would have won it in 2019 if the Warriors had won, but they didn't. In 2016, there's an argument to be made that I'm not really going to go into today, and there's an argument to be made that Draymond Green should have and would have won the Finals MVP in 2016 if the Warriors won Game 7, because Draymond Green was fantastic in Game 7, meanwhile Curry choked. So, Curry might still not have a Finals MVP even if he had 4 championships. But anyway, you go to 2015, alright? And at first glance, it's very clear that Steph Curry was the better player. Alright, 26, 5, and 6 with 2 steals were his stats in 2015, and he did this with 44% from the field, 38.5% from 3, 88% from the free throw line. Meanwhile, Iguodala had pretty lame stats in comparison of only 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal, and he did this on 52% from the field, which is he actually shot better than Curry overall from the field. He shot 52% from the field, 40% from 3, and holy shit, he shot 36% from the free throw line, which is actually hilarious. This dude went 10 of 28 from the free throw line. I'd never seen that before. Holy crap, Iggy. What were you on? I mean, Iguodala's not normally like the greatest free throw shooter in the world, but freaking 36% on 28 attempts? What on earth? Anyway, so that's going to be a little bit of a factor here. That's hilarious. Stats-wise, Curry was clearly better, because even if you say Iguodala was more efficient, he was significantly more efficient, excluding the free throw line, obviously, where he was just fucking garbage. Curry's getting way more attention, you know? Steph Curry's getting doubled every possession. They're leaving Iguodala wide open because he's not nearly the offensive threat Curry is. People make the argument, well, Iggy came off the bench the first 3 games. Yeah, he did, and then they put him in, and LeBron started playing way worse, specifically in Game 4. LeBron led the series in points every single game of that series, except for Game 4 when it was freaking Timothy Mozgov. Okay? Because Iggy completely locked LeBron down that game. Now, all that said, LeBron still averaged freaking 36 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, and a steal in this series, and he still did that on 40% from the field. But Iggy definitely helped, okay? He would be averaging something like 50% from the field if Iguodala was never switched on to him. Alright? However, you look at the series, first of all, the series probably should have been either a sweep or a 5-game series, and instead it went 6. Part of that is because Steph Curry played like crap in Game 2. He had 19 points on 22% from the field, 13% from 3, 2 of 15 from 3. That's pathetic. Alright, and also 6 turnovers and 4 fouls. The dude was straight up ass in Game 2. Meanwhile, in Game 6, he had 25 points, but again, pretty bad efficiency by his standards. 42% from the field, 27% from 3. Iggy also had 25, 5, and 5, but he did it on better efficiency than Curry. Now, Game 6 is one thing. Game 2 was terrible. However, like with Iggy, or like with KD, are you going to hold it against him for a few games? Because this is very different than Kevin Durant, because obviously Iguodala was not putting up nearly Kevin Durant-like numbers. You got to look at the defensive impact, alright? Iggy was shutting down LeBron James in the last few games. Not shutting down necessarily, but he was guarding him much better than anyone else had been. And if he hadn't done such a good job, it is possible the Cavs could have won this whole freaking series with no Kyrie and no Kevin Love on the Cavs. That would be utterly insane right there. But they didn't, because Iguodala did a very, very good job defending LeBron James. Now, in my opinion, I'm going to be honest with you, Steph Curry deserved the Finals MVP over Iggy simply because of how much more he did on offense, even if Iguodala was great on defense. However, I think there is a difference between being robbed and not winning the award, okay? I think if it's very close, it's not a robbery, alright? Like, people say that, like people... I'm trying to think of a great example here. Like, in my opinion, alright, Kevin Garnett deserved the 2008 Final MVP over Paul Pierce. He was better than Paul Pierce in that series. He was the most important defensive player. I don't really understand how Paul Pierce won. especially considering he shit his pants in the middle of a finals game. However, Kevin Garnett was not robbed, in my opinion, because it was still very close, even though he was better, alright? A robbery would be something more like Russell Westbrook winning the 2016 MVP, or 2017 MVP, over James Harden. That's more of a robbery, because that's not a very close award race, alright? That one wasn't really close. That one clearly should have gone to the other player, and it didn't. That's a robbery. Iggy winning over Steph Curry in 2015, not a robbery, because it was very close, because Iguodala's defensive impact was incredibly important to the Warriors. However, yeah, Curry probably should have won a Finals MVP in that series nevertheless, alright? And I think he didn't even get any votes, which is absolutely ridiculous. That was just some voters being on some bullshit. So, yeah, not a robbery. Curry should have won in 2015, though. 2018, Curry didn't deserve to win the award over Kevin Durant, in my opinion. And if you look at the stats, I think most people will agree with me on that. And, like, I'm a Kevin Durant, like, quote-unquote hater, okay? I don't like Kevin Durant. So, trust me, this isn't some, like, anti-Steph Curry, pro-Kevin Durant bias here. I do not like Kevin Durant. And I think Steph Curry's a better player than him. But I think KD did outplay him in those finals. So, that's it for the video today, guys. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And check out some other content on my channel. Thank you.